Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. I want to talk a little bit about a couple of things that we're going to be talking about. Flattening the curve, flattening the curve with the COVID thing that's going on by helping your healthcare professional get the rapid results testing so they can do the test themselves for you, their patient. Hey, let's face it. Who do you trust more? Your doctor or some random stranger after sitting in line for hours or standing in line for hours to get a test by a stranger, to ship it off to who knows where, to even know if you're really going to get real results or not? Are you going to be scared out of your wits like the people over in Florida were that stood in, got their testing done and then heard on the news that 98% of the people who tested positive, only to find out it was a typo? It was supposed to be 9.8. But think how many people, how much anxiety there was, how many people missed work because, well, we know we tested positive because we were in that line. Wow. Or like the guy that the other day that somebody at his work was tested positive. He gets a call 3 days in a row from his local health department asking him how he was doing on his COVID test. He said, I've never been tested. Oh yeah, you have. We're reading it right here. You tested positive. What? No, I've never been tested. What? No, I've never been tested. Yeah, you have. We're reading it right here. How much of that's going on? It's all over everywhere, right? But there's a person you trust to do the test. You've been trusting them for years if you're an adult. Your doctor, your healthcare professional, your dentist, your dermatologist, your local nurse. You trust those people. You see them. You know that if they take the test right in front of you and you can see the results, you're like, I know the answer. I know. Peace of mind. Not some lab somewhere, not some false test, not some theory, but there's the test results right there in front of me. That is available. What it is a lot of doctors, healthcare professionals, and all lines of healthcare professionals don't know they can do it. And we need your help to flatten the curve. And you can help us do that. And I want to talk to you a little bit about why you need to do it. What is it about this test? So I'm going to make myself small and make this bigger so that we can move through the process. Well, back when the pandemic struck and there started to be, lockdowns and shutdowns and all these things, and the government started doing the testing, the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, relaxed the ruling about who could provide testing. Hundreds of companies brought in tests. They weren't tested, and tested in the sense, in other words, they had no track record. We didn't know if they were true or not. And all this did is create mistrust among people, right? Flooded the market. Doctors were flooded. Healthcare professionals were flooded. Testing centers were flooded with hundreds of companies selling antibody test kits. That meaning, antibody meaning, have you had it in the past? The antigen test meaning, do you have it now? Flooded the market with them. Most of those we know were bogus. They were inaccurate. They hadn't been tested. They hadn't been gone through any kind of rigorous study. Because see, for any kind of test to be FDA approved, right? FDA approved, guess what? It takes about a year at least. Well, the government, the Federal Drug Administration and the government decided, no, we're just going to open the floodgates and get these tests and get people tested so we can find out what's going on. Well, it didn't work. It blew up in their face. We all know it did. We all know it did. Matter of fact, a lot of that stuff's still out there, and that's why there's so much false test. Right? So then in March, what happened in March was the FDA decided to implement the center of testing. And it took all those hundreds of companies down to five companies that have emergency use authorization from the FDA for rapid results antibody testing. If you see a post, if you see somebody saying that they're FDA approved, that is a lie. There is no FDA approved antigen test or antibody test. Excuse me, antibody test. There is no FDA approved antibody test. There's FDA accepted test, emergency use accepted test, right? Well, we've connected with a company. I'll just be upfront with you. We're connected with a company, one of the 5 that's offering these tests to get them in the hands of doctors. And I want you to help me do that with your doctor. Why? Because you trust your doctor. You go to your doctor's office and they say, glad to have you, want to see you. We have 2 tests you have to take so that we can see you, so we know where you're at. One of them is this antibody test. Have you had it in the past? Take it. Within 15 minutes, sometime within 2 or 3 minutes, they know whether you've had it or not. Boom. The antigen test is a swab test where not up your nose and have to send it off to a lab, but they swab your saliva, stick it in a tube, and it immediately tells you you are either positive or you're not positive. If you're positive, the doctor can start treatment on you right now. We know that if this COVID virus is, we already know enough that this COVID virus is caught in the first 2 or 3 days and treated, that it deteriorates quickly. The consequences of it deteriorate quickly. It's when people get it and they think, oh, I've got a cold, or oh, I've got sinus, or oh, maybe I've got the flu or something. And they go days and days and days until it's full blown and raging in their body. And then they go to the doctor. Then it's tough. It's tragic. It's hard. But we know, there's treatment. We know there's certain medicines you can take. We know there's a particular, particular asthma inhalant that you can use. That if you take it early, it takes over the COVID virus and creates a different process. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just letting you know, your doctor, your healthcare provider, your dentist, your dermatologist, your chiropractor can administer these tests. They can administer these tests, but they don't know they can. That's the problem. They don't know they can because they're too busy trying to see people. They're too busy trying to treat the people that's already treating. But this is an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity for you to help flatten the curve. Now, I know you want to do that, right? You do want to do that, right? You want to flatten the curve. So let's talk a little bit about the test, how it works. Basically comes in a kit. You open the kit. You saw the kit just a minute ago. There's some components in it. There's this test card because this is a lateral flow test. This is not a send it off to the lab test that you're familiar with that they're doing and goes off to who knows where and tested by who knows who. This is done by your doctor, right, or their nurse or their PA right in front of you. It's a simple test. Most of you probably already had this test of some sort. It is a finger prick test to see if you have had it in the past. That's what the antibody test is. It is not a diagnostic test, meaning to test to see if you are positive for COVID right now. It is a, did you have it in the past? Because we're learning more and more every day that people have had COVID or testing positive for COVID that didn't even know they had it. They're called asymptomatic, meaning their body jumped, they were healthy, their body jumped right on the virus and defeated it before anything could happen, before they had hardly more than a cold or aches or pains for a day or two, and it just went away. They test positive for COVID. Why? Because healthy people's bodies have antibodies that fight for you all the time. This test tests for that. It's really easy. They take your finger, they swab it with alcohol, they use a device and prick it just like you would do for a blood sugar test. They wipe that off, then they press it again and they put that on a pipette, and then they put that pipette on that card, and then it tells within 15 minutes whether you've had COVID in the past or not. How simple is that? What does it give you as a person? It gives you peace of mind. It gives you peace of mind. It gives your doctor peace of mind. It gives everybody in the clinic peace of mind. This person has never had it, or they've had it in the past and they have antibodies for it. That's a good thing. The new test that's coming out And here's what you need to know about this antibody test is it's not what's called a modern complexity test. A modern complexity test is what they do in a lab, like LabCorp or Quest or any of those companies do. They put it in a laboratory and they test it. And that's why it takes days, sometimes weeks to get it back. In the meantime, you're sitting at home and you don't know anything. What if you just went to the doctor you trust, the doctor that you have confidence in, the doctor that knows you by name, and you go there and in 15 minutes you know whether you've had it or not. Right? What could be better than that? Right? How much more trusting is that than sitting in a long line of cars, roll down the window, some stranger walks up, says, "Open your mouth, please." Or no, wait, put your head back. I'm sorry. Let me stuff this up your nose. Right? Thank you. You'll get your test result. Oh, here's the paper. Next, please. And then you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and you're stressed out because you don't know. You really don't know. 15 minutes in your doctor's office by a person you trust. How much better could that be? Right? Why now? Why rapid results tests now? Why your health professional now? Why? Because many of them don't know it. I've said that already, but I'm going to just say that. And they can use it to screen their patients so that everybody in there knows the status of everything. The antigen test that's coming out by this same company, who has, by the way, brought 71 products to the FDA approval market in the past. So this is no fly by night. We never heard of these people company, right? These people have brought 71 products that have been FDA approved. So they know what they're doing. These products are right here in the United States in a warehouse right next to an airport, can be to doctors and to different health professional offices within 2 days. They can start doing these tests, right? They can stream it. Not only that, it can help the doctor have an alternate income stream. Because see, when they send it off to the lab, they don't get that money. It goes to the lab. But this can go to the doctor. Are you asking, do insurances cover this? The government has made provision that anybody that has insurance, these COVID tests will be paid for by their insurance. That solves that. People that don't have insurance, I'm sure the doctor is going to be willing to work something out with you. I don't know. I can't promise that. I'm not the doctor. But I guarantee you, they're going to want to know that for their own peace of mind, for the staff that works there inside their office peace of mind, for their other patients' peace of mind, and for your peace of mind. Why? Because you have a relationship with that doctor. You see that doctor sometimes monthly, maybe at least annually. You see your doctor. There's a relationship there. Why not let that person test you, right? So it gives you that opportunity. What else? Why the RRT? Why now? Because I think what we're going to find is it's going to lessen that mandatory quarantine. You do understand what quarantine means, right? Quarantine means you're sick and you need to be at home. The problem is there's people all over the United States, thousands of them, in the millions of them, that are quarantined right now that aren't sick. They don't have the virus, or they've had it in the past and they've got antibodies to it, or they don't have it at all. Or there's a few that do have it and they need treatment. But this mandatory quarantine thing can go away. We can open back up. Businesses can get back to business because they know their employees have all been tested and they test them on a regular basis. It gets rid of that suspected exposure. You've been exposed. Oh, really? Well, I've been tested. How about that? Is that better? I've been to my doctor and got a test. I don't have it. Or I had it in the past and I've got the antibodies. I don't have it. Wow. Okay, go back to work. Be a productive citizen. Quit taking the government handout. You're not sick. You don't need it. Go back to work. Let's get this economy back on track. We the people, can do that if we just take action. So what we're doing is we're asking people just like yourself, people that are watching this video, your friends, your coworkers, people in your groups, people in your organization, people at your church, to just go to a form put their name, their email address, if somebody referred them, put their doctor's name, their doctor's address if they know it, or at least their town and their state, and if they know the phone number, and we will contact the doctor and have a discussion with them about getting this test. Then we'll let you know, hey, your doctor's going to do this, so stay in contact with them about getting the test when it comes to the doctor. And then tell your friends and have them do the same thing. And first thing you know, physicians all over the United States, healthcare professionals all over the United States can be providing testing. And we'll be able to say, wait, we know the real data because the doctor knows and you know for real because you saw it with your own eyes, right? You can do that. So what can you do? There's two ways you can sign up. You can go here to this group, to this website, and I'm going to throw that up there for you. And you can go there and just do it yourself right now. You can sign up yourself and your physician, everyone you know, every healthcare provider you know, whether it's your doctor, your dentist, your chiropractor, dermatologist, a nurse, you know, anybody in there can do that. Just go to that website right there and get started. If you want to join us, we have a whole group of people who've committed to flatten this curve called the Flatten the Curve Coalition. There, you can go there and join our Facebook group and do the exact same thing. Join with a bunch of other people who get your questions answered, have a conversation, get more resources to be able to promote this everywhere. That's what we're about, folks. That's what we're about. We're about making this happen. We're about flattening the curve. Now, I know there's some of you. You've got all these conspiracy theories going on, and that's fine. You can keep them. You can have them. There's some of you that are negative, like, this won't work. That's fine. You just sit over there and say it doesn't work. That's fine. But here's what I do know. If I go to my doctor and he gives me the test and he shows me the answer, I have peace of mind. I'm not stressed out. I'm not all worried. When I run into a friend that says, I'm not sure, I say, you can go to my doctor. He's doing tests. She's doing tests. Actually, she's doing tests. Why don't you go to that doctor? They can test you right there. 15 minutes, you'll know. See, the more that happens, then the more employers are going to be able to say, our work environment is COVID free. How do we know? Because we've tested everybody. We test them on a regular basis. Wow. Talk about flattening the curve. Talking about putting people back out in society. Talking about getting rid of masks. Talking about spying on your neighbor. Talking about social distancing. It all goes away. If we just help people do what we the people can do. See, the solution is not the government. The solution is not the CDC. The solution is not the WHO. The solution is right here looking at me like I'm looking at you, is the people. You're the solution. All you have to do is help make it happen. Get your doctor on this list so we can contact them and get the test in their office so they can start testing people in your community, in your family, as your coworkers, at your church, at your civic organization, your neighborhood, your HOA, whoever. But get them engaged with it. Okay, so I know there's people that are going to be negative. I know there's conspiracy theories out there that it's not going to end till the election. I don't know about any of that. That's totally speculation. What I do know is true, that if you get a test, you know. That I know is true, right? Then there's all kind of people about how you're going to get reimbursed. And I don't know, folks, but I'm telling you, from the people I've talked to who have had COVID that had a full-blown case of it, they'd have given anything to know the day 1, day 2, day 3, so they could have got the right treatment. It wouldn't have mattered whether the insurance paid for it or not. What's it costing you to be off for 14 days? I guarantee you it's costing you more than $100. Why not just go get tested? Tell your doctor, I want testing. Your doctor needs to know. The doctor wants to know you need it. But you're asking for it. So let's do that. Let's do that and get flatten the curve. So go there and join the group. Go there and be a part of what we're doing. Go there and make a difference, right? Go there and make a difference. Just do that, right? Just do that. If you have questions, throw them in there. I'll answer them later. I know a lot of people are watching this on a replay. It'll help us get rid of faulty results, faulty tests. They're out there, believe me. Because they made a step they thought would help and wound up with a bunch of companies that tests weren't any good at all. They were bogus. They'd never been through any kind of testing. There's only 5. I'll remind you again, there's only 5 companies in the United States that have emergency use authorization from the FDA for these rapid antibody tests. Okay, only 5. So let's go make a difference. Let's go flatten the curve. You can help. Just click the link. Go put in your doctor's name. We don't tell the doctor who we're calling on behalf of. We just call them up and say, you've got patients in the area that would like to get this test. Here's what we need to do to have a discussion. We have a discussion with the patient manager, and it's done. They either going to do it or they're not. We let you know, hey, they're doing it. Go call them. Right? That's it. That's all there is to it. You can help. You can help today. If you really want to help in a big way, go join the Facebook group, our Flatten the Curve Coalition, and get involved in there and see how else you can help. More ways you can help. We tell people about that. So, hey, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Go get tested. Go tell your doctor I want the test. See ya.